Hi Kim, how you doing? I'm glad you were able to make it back again today.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there.
All right, how you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good today. I haven't used since I've been in to see you actually. So I'm feeling kind of proud of myself, I guess.
Well, you should. That's an amazing feat. That is so cool. That's so cool. What are some of
Thanks.
the ways you've been staying away?
I've just like my friend that died, I can't stop like thinking about her and like I don't know. I mean, this is going to sound kind of corny, but like every time I look into my son's eyes, I just like, I don't know, like I just don't, I have to be there for him, or like when he tells me about his day in kindergarten, like it just kind of like brings me back to a time when it just is so simple. Like everything is so simple, you know. I just kind of realized that like I want him to have a simple, normal childhood where he's not, you know, losing a mother or, ending up in foster care or, yeah. So I guess just my kid. It's really,
Well, first of all, that did not sound corny at all. It sounded like there's a special love there, and I would hang on to that for sure.
thank you.
How's the living situation been? I know that was a little bit hectic with a friend.
Yeah, I have been working with an agency that kind of like is helping me. My Alex actually like said something to his teacher or something about like where we live, and so the teacher kind of reached out to me because like I don't know, like she really likes my kid, and she just kind of reached out to me one day after school and linked me up with some um an agency that can kind of help me find some housing or whatnot. So I feel like I just feel really hopeful. Like I'm still there. I'm still at the place, but I have some promising leads right now because I can't be around that. I can't have my kid around that. So I've been looking and I think I may have found some place. It's looking promising. I don't want to say much because I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking pretty good, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's some good stuff. That is pretty awesome. That believe it or not, you might not know it, but you're starting to build a little support group there. You have a friend, somebody that's in your corner now, that your son's teacher. That's pretty awesome. And then you have this agency that's helping you also. Don't shut the doors on that. There's that's a wonderful opportunity. Now, what I know you said you totally wanted to stop, and you're making fantastic progress. We talked about like maybe some meetings. We also talked about maybe inpatient. We talked a lot of different things about recovery. Is there anything that you feel like that you what you can do yourself personally, other than looking into your son's eyes, which is a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful way to start and continue your journey? But can you think of any like small steps that you can take to continue what you're doing right now?
I mean, I just don't know who would watch him, like for there's one of the places that this agency was helping me with. It's really cool. It's like almost unbelievable. It's called Metro something. It's like maybe 45 minutes from here or something, but I heard that like they kind of help people with you know, like school, housing, daycare, and like everything, you know. And it's like, if I were to get into some place like that, you know, where I knew that my son was going to be cared for and taken care of while I was in inpatient, you know, like I would look into it. But I guess if we're starting small, I would just say, yeah, what was that you were talking to me about, like some meeting or something? Like I remember you telling me about it, but I'm like kind of foggy. Like
Yeah,
maybe
that's okay. You look a million times better. That's fantastic. So continue to do what you're doing for sure. Okay. Just a suggestion is to stay away from people, some places, and things that you used to go to. Just keep that in the back of your mind at all times. You really don't want to go around the places and things. Okay. Now the meetings that I was talking about, it's like a 12-step recovery thing, where they have people that also are going through a lot of the same things that you're going through. Some of them have been there and come through it. Others are in the process of doing it right now. I have lists that I think I gave you one before. You must have misplaced or something like that, but we can get you a couple more lists to, you know, if that would be one of your, that might be a short-term goal to lead to that goal of stopping, you know, using completely.
Yeah, because I think that you know, it kind of sounds like the people that go there would be like positive people for me to hang around, you know, like, right? Like it's not, yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I could use some support, you know, like I could really use some support. So and so what is it like? We all just sit around and like sing Kumbaya or something, or
You have to shave your head and you have to wear white sheets.
oh,
No, not at all. There's no expectations or anything. People, they meet you where you're at, and you can either talk about what you're going through right away, or just listen to what other people are going through. They try to just make you feel very comfortable, is what it is. The big thing about that is the plus side of that is there's people who've been where you have been, have probably used the same drugs that you have, probably the same the same employment that you were using,
mhm.
lack of housing. They're people who've been there and through various means came through it.
Wow, that's
It's
cool.
pretty interesting stuff.
I wish I could come through it. You know, it's I, I probably can. I think I can. I
Yeah,
have to. You know. Um, but yeah, like those sound like my kind of people. I don't think they would be judgy and, you know, be like looking down on me, like, what kind of a mother are you, like using drugs with your kid? Like, that's just my big thing. I just want to feel accepted, you know, like I just want, everybody makes mistakes, and I just, you know, I just don't want to be like looked down on or whatnot. So, you know, if they're not like that, then yeah, I'll go. That I
yeah.
yeah.
You know what, another rewarding thing of that is that when your son, Alex, I believe it is, right, Alex, when
Yeah.
he's in
Uh-huh.
school, that's maybe something you could do to occupy your time.
Yeah, that's true. Cause yeah, cause I just kind of like, you know, hang out at home, and like there's just people coming in and out, you know, and they're shady. And so it's like I just kind of try to like, I don't know, go into a room that's not being occupied at the moment and just yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard like being around them. Like it kind of makes me sometimes like want to go join them, you know, and that's just not good. So
I do understand. So it sounded like one of your goals is to get out of that situation you're in. Is that correct?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I'm like, it's so funny because you never want to tell people like what you're going through because you just don't. And then like your kid of all people like tells your teacher, and it's like, oh God, what is she gonna think of me? And then like the opposite happened. Like she reached out, like she didn't call DCF on me. Like she could have really done that the wrong way, but I don't know. Like she just cared. She just cared about me and my kid, and it didn't really go as bad as I thought it was going to. So maybe if I go to NA, it won't be as bad either.
Yeah,
NA, right? That's what it's called.
that's what it's called. NA. It stands for Narcotics Anonymous. And
Okay.
Anonymous is probably the biggest part of that because what you hear at them meetings, people don't want you talking about them either. So what you say to them, as we have ours is more of a formal by law that I cannot share and all that thing. But at the meetings there, it's all strictly confidential. But
Oh,
you
good.
have to be you'll have to be careful there too. They'll even tell you that what you share, who's in the meeting and all that. But you'll that's stuff that you'll need to find out on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go to that. That can be one of my goals. I can totally do that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds really awesome. And then
Yeah.
what is your status? You said you're still in the process of we'll have to look up that name together of the place that you're talking about. I know of a
Okay.
few places, but that one didn't sound familiar offhand. But I do know of a few places that do that. They actually you go in there during the day and they actually give you training for employment. They actually set you up for transportation
Oh,
while your
really?
son's in school. Yes, it's an amazing program. There's some programs that I've heard of that actually you can actually stay there for a limited period of time, and then they help you to find temporary house. And again, I think that's your goal is to your goal is to find better housing, which is an amazing goal because that's falling into your people, places, and things for sure. And
Yeah.
I think one of your objectives then it sounds to me like you're following up on that. I want you to keep on doing that for sure.
So what is an objective again? Like I know what a goal is, but
All right,
like,
an objective is the road on how to get to your goal. Like your
oh,
goal
okay.
is yeah, your goal is your first goal that you set was to quit using drugs. Now, so far, some of your objectives were one is your first one is anytime you feel that you want to use or something like that, you look into your son's eyes. So that's an objective. You're using your son as a tool to get to that end goal. Now,
Mhm.
a couple ideas that we kind of worked on together were the NA program would be an objective to make
Okay.
however many meetings you feel comfortable. You might want to say in your own mind, whatever you're comfortable. Okay, I want to make one meeting this week and just make the one meeting. Okay. And then if that works out real good, maybe you want to up that to, hey, next week I'm going to make two meetings or maybe three.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But start out real small. But an objective will be to make that NA meeting. However many you set, that's up to you. But the first step
Right.
would be to make one. Okay,
Okay.
so you have an objective to reach your end goal. Now
Okay.
your other goal that we're working towards is getting you. Actually it's a twofold goal that you're working these objectives towards is temporary housing, well actually permanent housing, and employment. And it sounds like that your son's teacher found that awesome place, and we can research it more together. We'll probably do that
Okay.
in another session. We can look at that together, and I can even maybe help make phone calls for you to be your advocate. That's part of our job is to advocate for our clients. So I would
Oh,
be more than happy to advocate for you to help you to help you reach that end goal.
Thank you. That'd
Pretty
be
neat stuff,
awesome.
isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty neat stuff.
So I have something else that I've been thinking about that I want to work on. So, like, you know how I said I look into my son's eyes and it gives me hope and all that, you know? But
Uh-huh.
like sometimes like like he's just, you know, like I don't know like how to be a parent really, you know, like I mean, he's like 5 and he's just I mean, he is cute and everything like that, but like sometimes like I really don't want to look into his eyes because he's just, you know, being real bratty. And I just, you know, like I know that everything is real unstable with him or whatnot, you know, and I know it's hard and like I'm trying my best, but like I just need like are there any I don't know, like parenting classes or whatnot? Cause like I just I mean, I just don't know sometimes like when he's screaming or having a tantrum, you know, and I'm just like, fine, turn the TV on, you know, and like I don't know. Is that the right thing to do? Or like, do I just give him everything he wants? Like, I just need help.
Yeah, no, that's a legitimate concern. It's something you have to be aware of because that could also be a trigger. Or we talked about triggers. What could set you
Uh-huh.
off? What could make you want to pick up the drug or whatever again? That could be a trigger. Um, that's again, that's part of you wanting to. I think at our last sentence, you wanted to be a better mom. So
Hmm.
that's another goal that you just set for yourself is to be a better mom. Now, some of the small steps are their objectives. What do you think you can do when he is screaming like that, other than just okay, take the TV? Can you think of anything?
Go outside and smoke a cigarette?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's not going to be easy because he's probably still going to be screaming, but at least it gets you to it. To it, you removed yourself from that situation.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like smoking is bad for you and whatnot. Like, I'm just so like, wow, it's so cool to hear you say like look for the positive in that because I mean, yeah, like I just figured like I can't be around you right now and we need a break from each other, you know? Like your eyes aren't looking too angelic right now. So so that's cool. Like I feel I like coming to see you because you make me feel like I'm doing stuff right, you know, instead of always feeling like I'm messing everything up.
Well, remember what we said in our very first session. I know that was hard because it was a tough session for you. I know that, but you got to remember that you are not a bad person getting good. You are a sick person getting well. That makes a whole world of difference. You have a disease known as addiction. That's something that we can study a little bit more, but that'll be in future sessions. Um, you're not a bad person, and they're gonna drill that into your head. Um, some people will tell you if you start going to your NA meetings, okay, they'll be telling you that your brain they brainwash you there, but you can simply say your brain needed to go wash it. All right, make it, you know what I mean. Make it easy on yourself. Don't we addicts, people that are in your situation, a lot of times you're your worst enemy. You have a big baseball bat and you're hitting yourself over the head with it. So take the baseball bat out of your hands and put it down where it belongs. Uh, you addressed about, oh, smoking's bad for you, smoking's bad for you. Let's work on one thing at a time, okay? Maybe down the road we might get into the ill effects of smoking. But right now, you're you're doing amazing, and you've already taken a big piece of your life out of you. All you've known for the longest time is using drugs, how to get by without, you know what I mean, how to use drugs. So you need to fill that void with with positive things. You took something out of your life, you have to put something back in there. So one
Thank
thing,
you.
yeah, one suggestion that you're making, you even said it yourself, that you need a support group. You have an advocate in your teacher. It sounds like that you, to me, it sounds like you could even give her a call, right? Not right this second, but you know what I mean? If things got a little
Yeah.
there's so many suggestions that if you really think about it, that you could do.
Yeah.
Just get your son always is doing things at school, I'm sure, correct?
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
open could open possibilities there.
Yeah. I just need a good like friend or someone that I can, like, yeah, besides his teacher, like I miss my friend, like sometimes I have nightmares at night, just like I'll wake up and, like I'm scared about something, or, I was with some crazy dude this night, or I don't know. And like, I just need her. And I wake up and I realize that she's never there. And it's just so hard. Like, I don't know how to not have these nightmares, but I just wish I had someone like positive in my life, like maybe I'll meet somebody at the NA meeting.
That's actually an objective to reach your goal, is to meet somebody at your NA meeting that you can call when you wake up in the middle of the night having that nightmare. The people at the NA meeting will give you their phone numbers, and if
Oh,
someone,
really?
yes, and if they give you a phone number, they're not going to give you the phone number and say, "Here's my phone number. Now, please do not call me." They're going to give you their phone number and say, "Please call me." So
Wow.
that might be a difficult thing to do at first, but if you're having them nightmares, I guarantee you that somebody will pick up that phone.
Really?
The more phone
There's
numbers you
people
get,
out there that care like
absolutely, because they were there, they were right where you are. There's you touched on another thing that again we can discuss it in future sessions, is the grieving process. You lost a dear friend. You lost a friend. That's not that's a whole nother thing in of itself. So that's another, that could be a long-term goal, is to actually learn more about the grieving process. That's going to take
that.
time. It's not going to just go right away. And the nightmares they're going to be there. They're real. You lost a night.
Like,
Same thing.
I thought that I don't know if I ever really heard of that before. Like, I'm just always in survival mode all the time. I'm like, wow, that really sucked. Like, that was my best friend, but like, I've got this kid, I got to move on. I didn't even know that was a thing, grieving process. Like, what? So, yeah, like, yeah, I'd like to explore that for sure.
Mm-hmm. You're allowed to feel. I don't know if you realize it, because again, people with addiction problems, whether it be alcohol or drugs, any kind of substance, a lot of times they don't know that they're allowed to feel pain. They're allowed to feel grief. They're allowed to feel sorrow, and that doesn't make them a bad person. That's again, if you're grieving, you lost somebody. If you need to cry, you can cry. And believe me, if you're going to be happy, you can be happy. That's it.
Oh,
There's a saying that I heard that you might want to keep in the back of your head. And talking about it, a lot of times you can talk at meetings, or we can go over it in our sessions too. Is shared sorrow is half of the sorrow. Shared joy is twice the joy. It's kind of a neat little saying. So if you're feeling sorrow and you give that to somebody else, you tell people how you're feeling, they can kind of be with you, and it lessens your sorrow. Your joy, if you're feeling joy and you tell somebody else about joy, you're multiplying your joy. It's kind of a neat little play on words.
yeah, that is cool. I like learning and stuff. Like I think it's cool. Like, and I never really was allowed to cry. Like, you know, my mom wasn't around, but my dad, he didn't know what to do with me. So like every time I was sad, he would just be like, shut up and stop crying, or you're not going to watch TV tonight or whatever. So I was just like, I really want to watch TV, so I guess I'll stop crying. You know, it just never got dealt with. And, you know, so yeah, like I really want to do things differently for my son. So, you know, I'd like to learn some of that
Well,
stuff.
let me tell you one thing. You are embarking on the most wonderfulest journey that you'll ever do. And you took the first step already. You're doing wonderful already. But I'll tell you what,
Thank you.
if you let yourself feel, let yourself believe, you're going to have so many highs and so many lows. You're going to cry and you're going to cry and you're going to laugh and you're going to laugh. You're just going to, your head's going to be in a whirlwind and it's going to all be sheer joy.
Cool. Something to look forward to. It's a healthy high.
A healthy high. That's what, and if you think about it, when you were using, I don't even know if you can think back to the first time you used, but that first high that you got, every time you used after that, you tried to get that same high. And it just wasn't happening. This high that you're going to get now, it just gets higher and higher and higher and higher. It's just, there's so many ways that you can experience it. You've already experienced it in a wonderful, unique way by being able to look into your son's eyes and see the joy and the love in his eyes. That's, wow. Some people don't even get that. Even in recovery, they don't even see that. That's amazing. So you're already starting on this wonderful journey, and you didn't even know it.
I know. Yeah, I feel really blessed, you know, like that I have him. You know, he really helped me, you know, see things differently, you know. So, and he depends on me, you know. So, yeah, it's weird that I'm so like, I don't know, like so motherly when my own mom wasn't there and my dad was like not the best. Like, that's weird, right? Yeah, why am I so like, I don't know. Anyway, that out another day.
Yeah, but again, that don't question why. Just enjoy it for right now, okay? We're kind of coming near the end of our session. Is there anything?
Yeah, keep it simple.
Excuse me?
Oh, I was just saying, keep it simple. I was reminding myself to keep it simple.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you ask me?
There's a nice little acronym you know what acronyms are? They're when the first letter stands for a word. So you say keep it simple. So it would be K-I for it. Simple would be an S. So K-I-S. And then if you add one more S, you could say silly. So keep it simple, silly. And that would be your KISS acronym.
Oh, okay.
Think of KISS, then you just remember yourself, keep it simple, silly.
Okay.
Anything else weighing heavy on your mind until we talk again?
No. I think I think I'm good right now. I'm good with all where I am right now, and you know, I know what I need to do, and I'm feeling really hopeful.
That sounds good. And before we leave, I want to get you that meeting list. And at our next meeting, we'll research more into that program that you talked about. And so now you know what some goals are, and you even set some objectives and how to get to them goals. So
yeah, and I learned some new acronym, and I learned what an objective is, you know. So hey, I can go pick up my son and be like, what did you learn today? And then he's going to be like, yeah. And I'm going to be like, guess what? Look what I learned today. And he's like, you're not in school. And then I can like, yeah, I am kind of. I have a cool counselor. He's teaching me stuff. So there. So
sounds like one proud mama.
yeah. Yeah, cool. I'm good. Thank you.
Remember, you're not a bad person getting good. You're a sick person getting well.
I like that a lot better. Makes me feel better.
Makes you feel better. Okay, so until next time, you got it.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it. Bye, Kim.
Bye.
Stop recording.